Everyone, the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL has just came out, so I wanted to give you some of the best tricks and tips on this particular phone just to make sure you have some of the best experience with this device, because there's a lot of things that when you're going through and picking up a brand new device, or even if you're watching this 10 years from now and it's a used phone, there are just some things that I recommend keeping your eye out for, specifically for the Pro XL, because this is a beautiful phone. It's one of the more expensive phones you can buy, and it is, as of this point, the best Google Pixel phone you can actually purchase. Now, the very first thing I'd recommend telling you for any single person really buying any phone is to just make sure you're going through and putting a screen protector on your case and a case. So a screen protector on your phone and a case for your phone. This is by far one of the most important things you can do. These are very good phones. They have a lot of capability and they're already very durable. But you do not want to be in a situation where you drop your phone one time and the screen already cracks, or the camera pops out. And cases and screen protectors are so cheap nowadays that it just makes so much sense to go and purchase one. They're very cheap. I will link some down in the description, but you can get them wherever you want to. It doesn't really matter. So just go through, pick up a case, pick up a screen protector, and that is by far the first thing I'd recommend every single person to do. Now, on top of that, one of my favorite things turning on your phone is the capability of actually editing up basically your whole entire phone. So starting off with the lock screen, I would recommend every single person to go through and edit up your lock screen as soon as you pick it up. So go ahead and boot up your phone like this, hold down on the lock screen like this, and what I'd recommend doing is right at the bottom where it says customize lock screen, you want to go ahead and click on that button. Now what's going to happen is it's going to show you a bunch of different things here. It's going to show you basically the time here and all these things. So what you can do is you can basically just scroll through here and basically choose a different time if you want to. It's going to be the same time but a different font. You can also edit up your home screen here as well. You can change accent colors and so many things across the board. Like, this is such a sick way of basically going through and basically modifying your phone. So what I'd recommend doing is basically going through here and basically changing whatever you want to here. Your home screen, lock screen, shortcuts. I mean, you have an endless amounts of things you can edit up here. So I'd recommend going through here and modifying these things whichever way you want to. Now, another thing I'd recommend doing too is getting familiar with Google Gemini. So what this is basically their new AI product. It's a really cool thing. It's like an AI assistant. So what you can do is you can hold down on this particular power button, so the power button right here, and what it's going to do is it's going to invoke Google Gemini. So what you can do is once you hold that down, you can basically go through and start using Google Gemini in a way to make it basically into your assistant. So when you invoke it like this, it may give you a little prompt, it may take a little bit of time. So click Use Gemini down here, and you can start basically modifying Gemini, and you can kind of get it to become your assistant. So you can make basic things like create a playlist of specific songs, remind me to run an errand on Friday, so many examples they have here. So use this as your assistant. You can make reminders, you can do so many things across the board. You can also go through type, talk, or share a photo, so you can pick a photo and have it explain things. You can go through and just say something. Like, there's so many things you have here. So like I said, take advantage of this. It's a really cool thing, and I'd recommend every single person to just jump through here and just kind of take a close look and kind of see what you can do in terms of that. So that's another really cool thing. On top of that, another very big feature I'd recommend you to kind of take a look at is your 8K camera. So it's specific now for our Google Pixel cameras with the Pro models. Nowadays, we actually have the capability of modifying our particular camera recording capability. So what we can do is just go through and we can go through and take a video camera. So we can go inside of our video camera right here. And what we can do is we can go through and we can essentially modify our camera settings. So what we can do is we can click on our camera option, which is right down here, and we can see our exposure, our other stuff. But the other big thing I want to take a look at too is you want to go ahead and click on the top. You want to click on the bottom left corner right here to get your video camera options. And right here where it says resolution, what you want to do is tap onto resolution, and you can change it from basically being 1080p at 30 to 1080p at 60. But you can also change it if you want to from full HD to 4K to 8K video. Now, I don't know why you'd want to do 8K video, but this is a new feature within your camera, so I'd recommend you just go through and just check it out. You can film it. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend filming in 8K, but it's a new feature, and if you have a higher end tier model with more storage, check it out, and it's a really cool thing that you have the capability of doing here too. So that in of itself is another super cool thing, and it is a new feature here. You also get a new feature called Add Me. So what Add Me allows you to do is it allows you to go through and basically add yourself into a photo. So you can see right here what it basically looks like. You first take a photo, and then you go through and have somebody else take a photo with you after. It's kind of an interesting thing. But you can basically add yourself here, and it is actually a really nice thing that you have the capability of doing. There's also a lot of other stuff built in already too, like Magic Editor and so many other things across the board, but that's another really cool camera feature that you have within your particular phone as well. Now another thing, we can make our way over into our settings application because there's a few things that I want to go and tell you to kind of modify as soon as you pick up your phone. So number one, what I'd recommend doing is going inside of your display settings, which is right here. And then I recommend going through and finding a little option that says something like smooth display. So right at the bottom where it says smooth display, this will allow you, as long as it's on, it'll allow you to have a 120 Hz panel, and that is a significantly smoother display than 60 Hz. However, it does take more battery life, so keep that in mind. But this is one of the big things I recommend doing here, is to just go through, keep this on smooth display. That's another very, very important thing I'd recommend you to do here. On top of that, where it says screen resolution, if you tap on it here, did you know that actually when you open up your phone for the first time, it keeps it on high resolution, which is 1080p, but it's not even the full resolution. If you don't care about battery life and you don't really kind of care about performance too much, you can go ahead and upgrade this to full resolution, which is going to take advantage of that beautiful big display. And it'll go ahead and allow you to basically just take advantage of a much bigger type of display. Again, it's going to look nicer, but it's not necessarily going to be the most practical thing. But for a Pixel 9 Pro XL with a massive battery, this might be something you kind of just turn on because it's kind of nice. You can also, in the same panel, go ahead and enable dark mode. So this dark theme, which never turns on automatically, you can go through and enable this, and it will go ahead and start allowing you to go ahead and basically keep on dark theme and dark mode on your phone. But you can also schedule this if you want to turn this on at random times and turn this on wherever you want to. That's another really, really cool thing that you have within your phone as well, because that will allow you to go ahead and have dark mode sometimes and then dark mode some other times. That's another super cool thing that you have. And then inside of display, as if there weren't already so many things, where it says navigation mode, what you can do is you can tap into navigation mode, and then it gives us a couple options here, gesture navigation and 3-button navigation as well. And what we can do is we can change this from 3-button navigation to gesture navigation. I would highly recommend just keeping it on gesture navigation. It's significantly better in almost every single way, and it makes so much sense to go down that direction and just keeping navigation mode on gesture rather than 3-button navigation, in my personal opinion. Now finally, one last thing I want to go and show you, which is probably one of the most important things ever, and I always save it to the end of the video. The biggest thing you can do for your particular Pixel 9 Pro XL is to update it as soon as you buy it. As soon as you buy this phone, I'd recommend just updating your phone as soon as you get it, because there are already new changes, new improvements, bug fixes, so many things across the board, and it makes so much sense to go and basically upgrade your phone as soon as you buy it, rather than waiting and then updating it at a later point. So make your way over to your settings application, scroll all the way down until you see system. So click on system, then what I'd recommend doing is scrolling down again until you see this panel that says software updates. So click on software updates right here, and then you'll see this thing. What you want to do is you want to click on system update, which is right here. Now what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to upgrade your phone to the latest version. Now sometimes it may even say your system is up to date. If you click on check for updates, it may already find an update for you. So keep that in mind. So click on check for update at the bottom right corner, and from there you should be able to go through and update your phone and or see an update available. And that really is all you're going to have to do. At this point, you can basically just modify your, you can update your phone, and that will give you a much better experience within your device, for the most part. So those are kind of my favorite things to do as soon as I buy a phone, especially for the Pixel 9 Pro XL. There's so many cool things across the board. Like I said, go ahead, put a case on your phone, put a screen protector on your phone, but those are kind of the best things I'd recommend doing here for the most part. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there for the most part. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.